Have you ever wondered why you struggle to get ahead financially because you're living paycheck to paycheck? Or have you ever considered your current budgeting strategy is just too weak to help you level up financially? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you practical ways to beef up your budget so that you can save more, invest more, and reach your money goals. Coming up. Welcome to the Journey of Finance, where personal finance is made simple. My name is Cedric, and here on this channel, we talk about how you can manage your money and invest your way to retirement. I upload new videos every week on this channel to help you level up on your finances. So if you're down to go on this journey, then do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you're notified of every new video, and smash that like button down below. It lets me know that you're enjoying this content and lets YouTube know to push this video in front of more people. One of the foundations of any solid financial plan is the budget. It's the starting point, the guide, and what holds you accountable to reaching your goals, making sure you stay focused and on track. It's the vital part of any financial plan because it gives you an honest look at the money that comes in and the money that goes out. Now, one of my goals on this channel is to take the mystery and the misery out of budgeting so that you can use it as a tool to help you reach your goals instead of feeling like it's a monthly burden. So for those of you who are new to budgeting or would like some ideas on how I like to budget, then check out this video right here where I go over how to budget like a boss. As a reminder, a budget is simply a financial spending plan based on your income and expenses. It usually covers a particular time period, like every 2 weeks or monthly, and it's a really effective way to know what goes in and what comes out. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, I prefer to keep my budgeting really simple because unless you have a really complicated financial situation, you don't need a complicated budget. So you wanna know how to beef up your budget? I've got several practical tips that will help you not only manage what goes out, but also increase what comes in. And here's how to do it. Lower expenses. Did you know that the quickest way to get a pay raise is to cut expenses? The first step to beefing up your budget is to take inventory of all of your expenses and spending habits and to find ways to cut back. I'm honestly constantly looking at ways to cut back on my spending, especially on things that I find no more value in or it's just a waste of my money. So here's some ideas for you to consider when looking at cutting back on expenses. Keep in mind that all of these may not apply to you. Living expenses. Consider how you can cut back on all the expenses related to your housing. And the easiest way to do this is to start with your utility costs. If you are paying for your electricity bill, then find ways to limit power consumption in the house. Turn off all the lights when you're not using them, replace the light bulbs with more energy efficient LED bulbs, or just use less water. Only use the AC or heater when you really need to. Cutting these expenses can add up to tons of savings over the course of the year and will put more money in your pocket. In regards to your housing situation, here are some things to consider. If you're in a position where you are renting a home, is there consideration for downsizing or finding a cheaper place or location to live after your lease is up? If you're in the housing market looking for a new home to buy in the near future, consider the location of where you want to live. How much are the property taxes in the area? Are the properties overpriced and can you negotiate a lower price? These are all things to consider when it comes to housing. Pay off your debt. The next thing you can look at in your budget is any debt that you might carry outside of your mortgage. If there are any balances on your credit card, consider making large payments until it's paid off. The longer you hold a balance on your credit card, the longer you will have to dedicate more of your money from your budget to paying off the balance plus interest. It's best to knock out the balance ASAP. This will free up more money. If you have other debts like student loans or auto loans, consider paying them down sooner than the recommended payment schedule. Remember, the lender's repayment plan will always benefit the lender because the borrower ends up paying a lot more in interest. Make extra payments towards the principal to get those things paid off. More videos on how to do that to come. Lower your homeowners insurance and auto insurance. When it comes to homeowners insurance or auto insurance, there's almost always a way to save money. You can consider switching your insurance providers to see if you can get a better rate with another company with the same amount of coverage. By picking up the phone or requesting a quote from another insurance provider's website, you'll be surprised at the potential savings you can get just by asking around. Also, if you have your home and auto insurance with different companies, call up each company to see if you can get a discount by bundling both your auto and home insurance together, considering they provide both. Oftentimes, you can save 10% in premium payments just by bundling. Consider switching cell phone carriers. You might be able to save money by switching cell phone carriers. This is dependent on what kind of quality of service is available to you and your area, as every cell phone company provider is different depending on location, but it wouldn't hurt to consider. Also, you might want to consider bundling your internet and cell phone service together for additional savings. Cut the cable. Do you really need all those channels? You can save a lot of money by ditching the cable service and choosing 1 or 2 subscription services that are more practical to your entertainment consumption style. Perhaps paying for a Netflix subscription along with watching YouTube for free can save you over $100 a month. Cut the daily expenses down. What are some other daily expenses that you can cut down on? For some, it would be the daily buying of lunch every day during the work week or going out to eat every other night. Instead, consider packing your lunch or meal prep in advance. You can definitely get a better bang for your buck by packaging something yourself. Do you really need to spend that $4 every morning before work getting that Starbucks coffee? That's $20 a week, $80 a month, or $1,040 a year that you could be saving. Consider making coffee at home, or at least cutting back on buying coffee every single day. There are tons of other ways to cut down on your expenses and your budget, and hopefully I gave you some good ideas to start with. The point is, there are always ways to cut back, and I encourage you to take an honest look at where your money is going and figure out how you can save. These small changes add up to huge savings in the long term. Now let's look at another way to beef up your budget. Increase your income. Once you take inventory and cut back on unnecessary expenses, you'll find that you'll have a lot more money in your budget. I'll talk about what to do with that extra money in just a moment, but I want to talk about ways that you can supercharge your budget, and that's through increasing your income. Now, my personal money philosophy goes beyond just cutting back expenses and living frugally. I also believe that in order to achieve your financial goals faster, then you have to figure out ways to increase your income. Current job. If you are currently employed with a company, are there ways to increase your current pay or salary? Perhaps there are opportunities that you can pursue in moving up in that company that will give you a pay raise. Or you can consider asking your employer for a pay raise if you feel like you have some leverage through the value that you bring to the company. This isn't guaranteed, but it could be worth looking into. Part-time job. Another way to increase your income is to add a part-time job. This is obviously dependent on your situation, your current job, and your family dynamics, but for those of you who have the time and option, this can be a way to bring in more money. You can consider working in an industry that allows part-timers, like the restaurant industry. During different periods in my 20s, I held a full-time 40-hour-a-week job while working part-time as a server for Red Robin, serving burgers and bottomless fries, primarily on the weekends. I was able to bring in a minimum of $100 on a bad weekend and $300 on a good weekend on tips alone. I did this for a period of about 4 years. Admittedly, I didn't make the best financial decisions at that time with my extra income, but the point is, you can also consider getting another job with the purpose of reaching a specific financial goal like getting out of debt or investing your money. Side hustle. These days, there are many ways to create a side hustle, especially with the help of the internet. But there are a few ideas to look into. Do you have a skill or talent that others would pay for? Maybe you have a talent in graphic design or you're incredible with video editing. Consider freelancing online, selling your services in exchange for money. There are different sites available to you that you can sign up to sell your service like Fiverr.com or Upwork, so you can get paid for your skill or talent. Perhaps you can turn your hobby into income by starting a small business. What started as a YouTube hobby for me a few years ago turned into a video production company, creating videos and commercials for clients. I identified an opportunity to turn my passion and hobby of filmmaking and photography into a viable business, bringing in a nice stream of income. Is there a hobby that you can monetize? If so, figure out a plan and make it happen. There are so many different side hustles that you can do to create extra streams of income, and I don't have time to go over all of them in this video, but let me know if you want me to make a video on different side hustles that you can consider, and I'll be sure to make that happen. Invest the increase. So now that you've fully optimized your budget by cutting back on expenses and found ways to increase your income, what do you do now? The answer is simple. Put the extra income towards your future. Dedicate more money towards investing into the stock market, like through purchasing stocks or one of my favorites, index funds or ETFs. By directing more of your money into investments, you are able to supercharge your timeline to financial freedom. Some other ideas is to save money towards a down payment on a home or for your first rental property. And for some, you may want to save money to launch your own business. Having more money in your budget gives you more options to invest into your future, which will allow you to achieve financial freedom and success. And those are some of the ways to help you beef up your budget. I hope you found some useful tips and ideas on how you can optimize your budget and put more money back into your pocket. Also, I want to hear from you. What are some ways to lower expenses and increase your income that I didn't cover in this video? Share your ideas in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, do me a huge favor, and if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. It signals to YouTube that this content is resonating with people, and it will encourage the algorithm to put this video in front of more people. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as I have personal finance videos coming every week, and share this video with everyone you know so that we can all level up together. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video. Peace.